Hey everybody, welcome back to Overland, Florida. I'm Kevin, and today it is 31 degrees. I'm in Valdosta, Georgia, and I'm here because Chris reached out to me from Steeda, and they want to test fit about 4 parts on my truck. So Steeda Racing is introducing some parts to their lineup for the Ford Maverick, and they have some products that are ready to be test fitted, and they're gonna install them on my truck today. And if everything goes well, if they all fit nice, they're gonna leave them on the truck. So we made it inside. My little Ford Maverick has its own bay here at Steeda. We have Frank over here. He's doing the social media for Steeda. And right now they're working on the hood struts right here to keep the hood open so you don't have to use this. And I think there's an intake spacer, throttle body spacer, some MOLLE panels possibly for the bed. This is like a sample test fit for a bigger intercooler for the turbo. It's actually really cool watching them actually build the parts in-house. So they're still going back and forth. They're making the brackets for the hood struts. So while the other guys are building the mounts for the struts for the front hood, they lifted the Maverick off the ground. Now they're gonna remove the front bumper. They're gonna try to get to the intercooler, take that off. I think this intercooler is from a Ford Focus RS. They're gonna use that as a test fit. There should be more room behind the Maverick bumper than the Ford Focus bumper. So they're gonna go from there and build an intercooler for the Ford Maverick. So they got the front bumper off the Ford Maverick, and he's gonna be removing the stock intercooler. The last install of the day is they're putting a rear sway bar on the back of the truck. It's pretty Ford blue, kind of stands out. Earlier while the truck was on the lift, if you guys remember, it had a really bad rattle, and we noticed that this exhaust hanger right here was pulled back and underneath, and it was kind of just grinding and riding right there underneath this bracket. I'm not sure if that's where the noise was coming, if it's just coincidence, but up in there, this could have been touching the drive shaft right there. So hopefully, crossing my fingers, that was that really bad rattling, because it was actually really loud. The intercooler is unfortunately going to take a lot of fabrication to get it to fit behind the Ford Maverick bumper. There's a lot of stuff going on there. You basically have to take the whole front end off, the radiator, the condenser, the air conditioning, everything that's on the front of the truck basically has to come off. So that's going to be a lot of fabrication to get that in there. As far as the throttle body spacer, intake spacer, that stuff will work, but you're going to have to do a lot of like finagling, and they're gonna have to make some mounts to relocate some bolts and some stuff like that. So all the information they took from my truck during the test fitting, take that back to the shop, make some more brackets and stuff like that, and hopefully in a couple months or so I can come back and they can try to test fit it on there and put the stuff on the truck. So today they installed a strut tower brace, and that's in the engine bay in the rear sway bar, and they said I'm gonna notice a big difference. So I just pulled out of the parking lot, and I'm just gonna go probably about 10 miles an hour, 15 miles an hour, and I'm just gonna go left and right and feel how stiff it is. I know the rear sway bar is in the middle setting, there's 3, so it's actually 30% more firm right now than over stock. So let's see, this is about 20 miles an hour. Oh man, it barely even moves. With all the weight in the bed, with the tent, I probably have almost like 500 pounds when I'm fully loaded with all my camping stuff. And man, I just make the slightest little move and you can feel the body roll on this thing. But man, that's so weird. It's so different. Kind of like it. I think that's my favorite part about the EcoBoost engine is I bought the Steeda blow-off valve when I first bought the truck, and that makes it so much fun to drive. So the truck is all put back together now, and I'm out front, and I took it for a little test drive. It feels so much different with the sway bars, the front one and the rear. And I just want to thank Chris for inviting me out here. I've never been a part of research and development before, and it was a really fun experience watching everybody taking measurements, putting parts on, taking parts back off, and I cannot wait for the next opportunity to come back and be part of that.